seen such bravery.
Oh hey, I was just, yeah. Anyway, ready to talk about a game? In 1993, Trilobite released The Seventh Guest, an eerie puzzle game that, alongside Myst and Star Wars Rebel Assault, would later be credited as being a key player in encouraging the adaptation of CD-ROM drives on PCs. From there, though, it was all downhill for Trilobite. The sequel, The 11th Hour, was released late and undersold, contributing to the financial problems the company faced. Internal drama ensued, which led to Trilobite's founders each starting their own separate projects within the company. One of these projects, headed by Rob Landeros, was Tender Loving Care, although the game wasn't initially released under the Trilobite Games label. Tender Loving Care, or TLC, was released in 1998 for Windows PCs. I'm not sure how the game was originally packaged, but the outside of the jewel case doesn't really help tell me what the game is about. Blue ladies and butterflies, I don't know. It does come on 4 discs though, which means that if it ends up being awful, well, you've got yourself a nice set of matching coasters. To begin the game, we have to sign in, and we are referred to as patients. That, combined with the tagline, "A dangerous prescription," leads me to believe that this is most likely a game about getting medicine. For your pet butterfly, probably. And now you know why I picked this game up. Yes, it was the FMV that drew me to TLC, even though IDK WTF the game is about. We open on a quiet, peaceful road as a car slowly approaches. Surprisingly, John Hurt emerges from the car and starts babbling on about...
Beautiful house, isn't it? I love this part of the valley.
Something or another. I gotta say, the video quality here is really distracting to me, but lucky for us, there's a solution. Tender Loving Care was released on DVD in 1999, adding to the extensive list of great games ported to digital versatile discs. The box describes the game as an interactive movie, and the tagline is now, "Watch what you wish for," which is not the real saying, and that bothers me more than it should. Young eyes beware though, as TLC contains mature themes, nudity, and violence. None of these are present in the opening scene though. In fact, the only thing of importance that we learn is that John is playing a psychiatrist named Dr. Turner, and he also gives us our basic objective.
No one really knows just what did happen. Perhaps you can help. A fresh eye and an uncluttered view. And maybe, together, we can reassemble the happenings.
Yeah, who's pumped to start reassembling the happenings here? Forget the tagline, that's an exciting enough premise to be on the cover. Now that we've gotten through the intro to the game, it's time to watch the intro to the movie, I guess. And let me tell you, if you're a big fan of aerial shots of driving cars paired with opera music, then you are going to love this. Oh yeah, that car is totally driving down that road right now. Oh man, and now in this shot, it's continuing to drive down the road? Intense. This shot in particular is making me really excited to start reassembling the happenings here. All right, get ready everybody. It's time to pay attention. The suspense is killing me. I mean, don't forget that there's mature themes, nudity, and some violence in here. It's gotta have a great opening line.
Breakfast time.
This is a wake-up call.
Yeah, so the movie doesn't exactly start out with a bang. This is Michael and Allison, 2 of our 3 main characters. They also have a daughter named Jody, who they are sure to mention by name frequently, even though she's never shown on camera.
Jody.
If there's one thing we can say about Jody, it's that she is definitely alive.
And that's what we both want, isn't it? What's best for Jody? Allison? Isn't it?
Yep, nothing suspicious here. Michael tells Allison that he's hired a live-in nurse for their daughter on a recommendation from Dr. Turner.
Jody's not gonna like her.
I think she'll be very helpful.
I'm sorry, Jody. He hired a psychiatrist for Jody, not for the woman sitting in a chair who looks like she's been dead for 2 weeks, Jody. The psychiatrist, one Mrs. Randolph, shows up later that day, and the filmmakers waste no time in giving us some tropes to help figure out her character.
This man says it's a $50 fare from the airport.
Lady, it's 25 miles. $2 a mile.
Mrs. Randolph?
Yes. Am I being overcharged?
I'll take care of it.
Mrs. Randolph apparently doesn't believe that making people comfortable with your presence is an important part of being a live-in psychiatrist. She sounds mean, she looks mean, and she even finds a way to stand mean, which I didn't even know was possible.
You just don't look like a Mrs. Randolph to me. I was expecting an older person, maybe a semi-retired widow or something.
If in your opinion I'm unsuitable, then I'll leave.
No, I don't.
On the other hand, if I don't fit your image of a Mrs. Randolph, then why don't you just call me Catherine and let's get on with it?
Well, at least everybody is making a good first impression, right? After that lovely introduction, Michael takes Catherine to the room she'll be staying in.
I'm looking forward to meeting your wife,
She thinks you're here to take care of our daughter.
Jody.
Yes. Jody.
Yes, Jody, who is totally alive right now. Catherine decides it's time to get to work and wants to change into her uniform starting, right now, before Michael even leaves, because that's the psychiatrist-ly thing to do. After that, Dr. Turner shows up to talk with us, because apparently he's been watching along. This section marks the beginning of the interactive parts of the movie. Occasionally, Dr. Turner will show up with some questions.
What emotion do you feel most strongly toward Allison? How did you feel when Catherine began undressing in front of Michael? I like to watch people doing intimate things.
If you've ever had wild fantasies about hiring a DVD player as a psychiatrist, then boy are you in for a treat. When I read interactive movie, I imagined Tender Loving Care as a choose-your-own-adventure book, where your actions have clear consequences. Instead, TLC attempts to generate a personal psychological profile of the viewer. Dr. Turner begins to give you occasional thematic apperception tests, or TATs, that ask you questions about what you've just seen. Your answer to these questions shape the story as well as the final outcome of the game. I'm not telling Michael what to do, I'm not making choices, I'm just answering questions about wanting to bone paintings, and somehow that answer changes the story. I'm not going to cover these segments any further because you've really seen all there is to see. It's just answering multiple choice questions. During these movie breaks, you're also able to explore the house through the use of some pre-rendered transition animations. There you're able to do things like read Catherine's journal to try and obtain motives, and sometimes you even run into the characters who see you and talk to you because that makes sense, I guess. These exploring segments are optional though. If you don't want to search for additional information, then you can just move on. Once you've finished your first DVD player therapy session, the movie picks up where it left off. This continues on and on until the story ends. So in theory, the story that I experienced was at least somewhat unique to me, which is pretty cool. My version of TLC basically ended up being a film about 3 crazy people living together and the professional psychiatrist that let it all happen. For a while, Michael seemed like the sane one. He hired a psychiatrist knowing there was some problems that needed to be taken care of. He wants to get back to work. He mows the lawn. I mean, that's all pretty normal.
Allison. Allie, the nurse is here.
Did you say something, Michael?
Allison is obviously not okay. She spaces out constantly and seems to be easily manipulated by Catherine, who really just seems like she's out to get Michael.
What's up?
Allison wants you to do that later.
Why? I'm almost finished and it's supposed to rain.
It would be really helpful to me if you could do it later.
What possible difference could it make?
Jody's trying to take a nap and you're keeping her awake.
I would fire her so fast. I'm not even sure how Michael holds out as long as he does. And then there's Dr. Turner, the one who assigned Catherine to Allison. Dr. Turner pretty much only has one role in this story, and that's to tell Michael that Catherine is qualified. No matter what complaint Michael has about her bizarre behavior or disrespectful attitude, Dr. Turner is just like,
Oh, she is very experienced at this sort of thing. She is very experienced dealing with people in trauma. She is extremely intelligent, you know.
yeah, Michael, the crazy lady treating you like a 3-year-old is really qualified, so suck it up. Michael, understandably, starts getting a little annoyed.
Michael, what's wrong with you?
Look at this stuff. We got organic vegetables, we got health cereals, look, carrot cake with no artificial ingredients. And this stuff is expensive. Soy milk, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, screw soy milk. Get pissed. I'm on Team Michael.
Nothing is too great a sacrifice or an effort if it will help Jody.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Jody, who is totally alive, you guys. I mean, that's why we've seen her so many times, right? As you can see, Michael is having something of a moment here on the stairs. Nothing weird about that. I mean, sometimes you just gotta stare forward blankly and walk around your house while listening to opera music. I get that. Wait, what's going on? What? You mean to tell me that Jody is dead? Bait and switch, Jody was my favorite character. But no, as you can see here, Jody died in a car accident. And then Michael shared a tender, wet moment with this police officer. Then the dramatic scene just kind of ends. Well, now that that huge, unpredictable plot twist is out of the way, the real drama can begin. Michael disapproves more and more of Catherine's methods, which consist of having him do things like put a TV in Jody's room, and at one point she even tells him to buy their dead kid a dog. Now, I'm no psychiatrist DVD player, but that sounds a little overkill to me. What do you think, Dr. Turner?
And I should get her the dog.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful idea. Oh, she is very experienced. She is very experienced. She is extremely intelligent, you know.
Now there's the face of a person who might benefit from some counseling. If only there were some psychiatrists here right now. So Michael buys the dog, which is named Punky, the name of the dog Jody used to have, and he doesn't really get along with it very well.
Hey, no dogs on the bed in this house. Come on, you little mutt. Whoa. What's that? I rescued you from the pound, remember? You'll regret that.
This is the moment where I think Michael really starts losing it. He does start going back to work, but it's not exactly smooth sailing, and some of that is his fault. I mean, drinking heavily the night before work isn't really a great idea. However, receiving this bit of news probably didn't help either.
I need you to pick up some things for Jody's party.
What party?
Next week. It's her birthday. Catherine suggested that we have a party. Can you believe it? She's gonna be 6 years old.
And that sound means it's time for a Brutal Moose quiz. I hope you've been paying attention. If you were just returning to work after a long time away because your only child died in a car crash, your wife was in a delusional state, the live-in psychiatrist you hired seems to be going out of her way to make your life miserable, you bought a dog you didn't want, nobody seems to be listening to you, you spent the previous night drinking alone heavily, and you were just informed that you had to throw a birthday party for your recently deceased child, would you A, have a standard yet productive day at work? B, cry a little when your boss takes you out to lunch and asks how you're doing? Or C, would you...
God damn it!
Is everything okay, Michael?
Yeah, everything's just goddamn wonderful.
I just thought I'd ask if I could help.
I don't need your help. Don't you have something to do?
Yeah, so things aren't going well for Michael. He's clearly about ready to just call off the whole thing, which I'm surprised he didn't do earlier. Realizing this, Catherine decides she needs a bit more leverage over him and invites him to one of her meditation sessions. There, she finally explains just what the heck she's up to.
We cannot go on pretending that Jody's still alive forever.
We end by reliving the tragedy.
And what is that supposed to mean?
I mean, we describe it to her, make her remember.
Now, my question with this isn't whether or not this is a real practice in psychology. I have no idea if it is or not. My question is, why wouldn't you have just told him this sooner? And why would you have such a horrible attitude towards him the entire time when you know full well that he's confused, angry, and also, you know, just lost his kid in a car crash?
You're not intending to do anything shocking, are you?
No. We end by reliving the tragedy.
Oh well, at least it's out in the air now, and everything is going to be okay. Catherine and Michael seem to be laying a base for understanding and trust, and...
I'm well aware of my needs.
Oh God.
Relax, you feel like a mannequin.
Oh God. Oh God, no. Oh god, now the opera lady is back? What, is she just in the closet waiting for them to do it so she can belt out a tune? From here on out, it's basically just a montage of watching Catherine push her luck until Michael can't take it anymore. Obviously, she uses their meditation session as leverage to keep Michael from outright firing her.
And when are you planning on telling Allison that you asked me to leave because we had sex?
But she doesn't stop there. The game is too long to cover all of the crazy, but I'll touch on a couple of things. At one point in the story, Punky, the dog that was apparently necessary, gets poisoned. Catherine and Allison both blame Michael, seeing as he didn't exactly have a great relationship with Punky in the first place. Shut up! But Michael finds some evidence that suggests that Catherine was the culprit. In my personalized view of the events, there wasn't a guaranteed 100% totally true culprit to the malicious mutt murder, but it sure seemed like Catherine did it. But everybody in this house is crazy, so I mean, it could have been anybody. Probably the weirdest thing I saw, though, happens when Catherine tells Michael that she needs to check on Jody, and then, well, just see for yourself.
Daddy, I'm scared.
Do this.
Daddy,
Please.
don't leave me.
Stop it.
Don't send me away, Daddy.
I won't.
Promise me you'll never send me away. Say it, Daddy.
You're not intending to do anything shocking, are you?
The final straw for Michael comes in the form of a creepy doll in Jody's bed.
What on earth are you doing?
Michael, are you all right?
You're crazy. You're out of your mind. You're evil. You should be locked up.
The ladies of the house express their concern by suggesting he goes to therapy, which, while probably true, is clearly not the thing anyone would want to hear at a time like this. Dr. Turner is out of the office, but totally not insane Michael waits around to harass the secretary into connecting him with the actual agency that Turner used to send Catherine to his house.
I know she's very qualified. You don't know what kind of a person she is. What would she do? Well, she killed my dog for one thing, and she blamed it on me. Yes, she did. And she sent me out for pizza and organic herbal shampoo. She's a crazy woman.
All right, that was my favorite line of this entire thing. Anyway, the call works and Catherine is finally going home. And on his way back, Michael celebrates in a way that denotes complete mental stability. But Catherine won't leave until her job is done. Apparently, she's convinced Allison that this creepy doll here is literally Jody and plans to break that spell by reminding Allison of the accident. See, she even bloodied up the doll a bit to make it more accurate. This doesn't go over well with Michael at first.
You've been living with a lie too long, and Michael has...
Do this!
Okay, it just doesn't go over well at all. There's actually a good amount of time left in the movie, but I'm gonna stop right here at the murder. I gave what I think to be a pretty good overview of my specific playthrough, but there is a lot of stuff I didn't talk about. Everything after this point is a sort of epilogue that just continues to raise more questions about the story. And that's not to mention all of the information to be gathered by exploring the house during each break in the movie. There's a lot of stuff out there to learn, it's just not exactly interesting to talk about in a video. There's also plenty more creepy things that happen, and after digging around on the files of the DVD a bit, I know that I didn't get the craziest ending. It gets weird. Tender Loving Care was actually kind of fun for what it is, kind of like Psychic Detective. Just like there's a time and place to voluntarily watch a bad Lifetime movie, I think there's a time and place to play TLC. It's basically the same idea, except you occasionally have to answer some questions. It does drag on at times, especially during the questioning segments, but you are able to stop and save your progress if you don't want to take on the whole thing at once. Perhaps knowing that the movie is being tailored to your specific psyche is even an added bonus, although it does make me wonder what my playthrough has to say about me. Does it mean I'm crazy?
I didn't kill that dog.
You did! You did!
Maybe.
If you're interested in trying Tender Loving Care, you could hunt down a copy of the game on PC, DVD, or you could even check the App Store because Trilobite released it in 2012 on iOS. It takes a specific mindset for the playthrough to be worth it, but I'm sure at least a few of you out there are intrigued. Everybody else, well, I just hope you enjoyed the video. As for me, I'm gonna go relax and take part in a new hobby of mine.
Need some help, sir?
You know Mrs. Greenstreet works for Dr. Turner?
Huh?
I didn't think so. I have to get some organic herbal shampoo.